basically has been sort of Drake's, I guess, creative director in a sense. Does everything, photography, shot some of the videos recently. I'm a big fan of his work because he was the creator of the Rap Radar podcast. He shot it. And
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So longtime collaborators Drake and Party Next Door have reunited for their first ever full-length joint album titled Some Sexy Songs for You, which officially dropped on February 14th. The 21-track album showcases the duo's signature blend of sultry, R&B, and melodic rap, arriving at a time when both artists are riding career highs. Although Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show dominated recent music headlines, Drake keeps his focus on delivering chart-topping music with this highly anticipated project. Party Next Door, who's a key OVO sound signee, has long contributed to Drake's biggest hits, including Come and See Me and Loyal, making his joint album a natural extension of their past collaborations.
Drake, though.
Did you like the video?
Big W?
Did you like the video?
I did like the video. But again, everybody knows I'm not in the greatest terms with all things Drake, right?
No. What?
Go for it. I am a fan of a gentleman named Theo. I think I've stated before. Theo Scudra, who directed this video. You know, basically he's been sort of Drake's, I guess, creative director in a sense. Does everything. Photography, shot some of the videos recently. I'm a big fan of his work because he was the creator of the Rap Radar podcast. He shot it, and you know, we'll forever be connected that way. And I'm a fan of him. He's a good dude, and I like the video a lot. I saw people say, "Well, you know, it's kind of PG Lang-esque, and this is firing back at Kendrick and these elements that way." Well, I will say, in Theo's defense, that black and white stuff is his aesthetic. I saw a lot of people saying also like it's Nokia. Why didn't you put it in color? Like, why is it black and white? You know, I thought they made some daring choices. Obviously, I felt like they did what it was reactive things to Kendrick. Obviously, in the video. Also, they brought back the choreographer. What's her name? The sister.
She did Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling. She did In My Feelings.
Yeah.
And you know, black women are being celebrated in that video in a way that's not about strippers. You know, it's a more clean, wholesome way of celebrating dance and women, which is different for him. And but I thought he executed it well. I thought it was engaging. It drew me in. It's a victory to me for him.
So is this the first?
Give him a W, big W.
Is this the first? Would you say right? Did you say he's had nothing but missteps since the back and forth?
I think it's probably his biggest win.
This is the first correct step since then. That's what you're saying?
It's the most correct step, yes. But again, you know, where's Party can't even get a cameo in the videos? I mean, they're still on the Party album.
It's not Party's record.
Yeah, they used them for the
Party
marketing
album. So then, I said that before. Remember, I said like a previous episode of The Bigger Picture. What if that was really Drake's lead single for his album? Imagine how exciting it would be. But it's like, okay, now it's like, it almost feels like he ran his like he checked himself with the Party record to see if how's he looking out here, right? And then now I Catch Fire. Okay, this will lead my album now, right? Is that fair to say? It seems like looking back at the Party record, it was kind of like a heat check, right, of our album. So I think it's kind of a disservice right there. Also, I want to give credit to because I didn't really realize in real time, but the producer, his name is Elkin, I believe. He's the one with the baby girl. And it's interesting because to me, like, obviously you see a lot of Drake's records, there's multiple producers on one song, but this record was solely produced by this kid, and he's from Africa, right? Mm-hmm. And it seems like a lot of it was his vision of this, putting this record together, and, you know, props to him. He came out of nowhere and is part of that moment. So I think he deserves props too. But yeah, I think it's a win for Drake. I still feel like Dot is winning bigger, which is why I coined the phrase. Dot era. I coined the phrase the Dot era.
Coined by Elliott.
I still feel like we live in a Dot era, but Drake got a W, clear W.
I think a few things can be true.
Okay, you could think it's L. So you guys think it's a W?
A few things can be true.
Is it a W? You like W in the chat.
Elliot, you got to let him talk.
Yeah, you're right. Let me land this plane.
That is true.
Wait, we'll go to that before I get to my point. There's a tweet. Somebody said something to the effect.
I interrupt Jeremy too much.
This
I need some mouth tape, like the homie to get his preparation
dangerous.
together in the morning.
And you're gonna lose with your mustache. It's gonna be bad.
That'll be bad too.
Yeah.
They say
so. It's an uncomfortability that we're in the Dot era. It's an uncomfortability to that for many people.
Don't like us. That's fine.
A West Coast nigga can't lead the culture.
No, they don't. There's a visceral reaction to it.
Ain't enough Cardi features.
Chat. Visceral.
Yeah. I do think though that this sets a good tone for. There is an appetite, a huge appetite for a Drake solo album because there was no Party single that did well. This is Drake's solo single. And that's no
Sound
shot.
like Elliott Wilson.
That's no shot. But Drake, the two songs that are being serviced at radio are "Give Me a Hug" and "Nokia." The song that got the music video is "Nokia." The song that's a hit is a Drake solo record. There is an excitement for a Drake solo record. So I do think what this proves to him is, okay, I can take some time and actually craft an album and come back with it. Now, I think all of our reactions would have been different had he just done that in the first place and taken the time and dropped Nokia as a single and dropped a solo record. But we can't go back from there. I do think like this shows he could have a successful solo album, a super successful solo album, even in the midst of a lawsuit.
I have a accountability for this before we move on.
Okay, let me ask one thing before you give us the accountability. Does it matter to you guys if Nokia does hit number one?
No.
If it takes Luther out, let's say.
I don't give a fuck who's number one.
Nokia number one, Luther number two. That doesn't mean nothing.
If the homies, the homie Buddy, he's from Compton. If he went number one, I would celebrate. If Chaperone went number one, couldn't care less. These is my people for real. So I'm gonna celebrate my people being in those spots, getting those accolades. Yes, every time. If something like, let's say Jeremy Heck, his brother or whoever, right? I'm gonna celebrate that. Huh?
If Brandon got a number one.
Brandon got a number one. I'm gonna celebrate that. One of his childhood friends from Canada. What's it? Winnipeg?
Yeah, Winnipeg. Yeah,
from Winnipeg, get a number one.
Yeah,
Couldn't give
Justin,
a fuck less.
I
don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who's number one. If the homie's number one, I'm gonna celebrate. Everybody else, kudos to you.
Is it still that era if Nokia goes number
I
one?
think if Nokia gets to hit number one, and I actually will predict that in a few weeks, I think it will. I'm gonna say here that I think
it
you
won't.
think
You
it
want to
won't?
make a gentleman's wager?
Okay, I don't know why
Wait,
I'm
finish
on
your
this side,
point.
but okay, I think it will hit number one, and we can bet on this. I think that does prove. I think it's impressive. First of all, like we do have to admit that that's impressive. In the midst of a lawsuit, after your public reputation was potentially tarnished, after people were saying you were done and you were in a casket, to go number one is a big deal. Like that, there's no doubt about that. But I think what that does is it kind of levels the playing field in the public's mind of like, okay, all right, Drake's. The casual fan, like, all right, he's got a number one record. He's back. All right. The stuff that was said must not be true. Like, I don't know what's going on, but he's got a number one record. I do think it also sets the table for his next album. And I think maybe whoever it is that's investing in his next album is going to put a little bit more money into it.
But you think it's done enough that it doesn't have to go number one? It still is a victory. It still
I
sets
think
the stage
the
for
song is a win. Yeah.
Song's already a win.
I think so.
The song is a W.
Yeah.
For sure.
What was your accountability? I'm sorry.
Oh, I look at this as let me explain first. I am a LA fan. Okay.
Really?
Just born and bred. Just because. Lakers, Clippers, USC, don't matter. Bruins, whatever, right? I don't like Joker. That plays for the Denver Nuggets.
I thought you were talking about the bar, like the
No.
yeah.
What's his name?
Or
Nikola.
Dodie Six bar.
Nikola Jokic. I can't stand
61 points.
I can't stand
He
that
wasn't
man.
cheering 61 points?
Is it because he's white?
No. I got a lot of white friends.
Okay.
Shout out to Ernie, who fed me and stuff when I was in high school, took care of me.
Wait, what?
Shout out to Ernie.
She's a white lady.
What's her name? Ernie's her name?
Yeah, Ernie, she took me in when I was in high school.
Okay.
Anyway, Jeremy Heck.
Jesus Christ.
Jokic. I can't stand that motherfucker, bro. Not even because I'm a Laker fan or some on Clipper, whatever, some LA shit. I can't stand him because I look at him as someone who doesn't give a fuck about being a champion.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to go back to his horses and stuff.
He just want to go raise his horses.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck.
You like competitors.
He don't give a fuck, bro.
He don't bleed for the game. He's so
won
good.
a chip. He don't like, this is going to sound really, I'm just being honest. He doesn't, to me, exude star.
No, he struggles. Yeah, he doesn't want to.
He don't do interviews. He could barely. He don't like conduct himself like I am a champion. I'm here to be the champion.
Yeah.
He just want to play basketball and raise horses.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about interviews, press conferences, socializing. He didn't even celebrate when he won when he won a championship.
Back to the farm.
He just went to his farm like, I'm out of here. Straight to the showers, to the farm. Fuck everybody, fuck the champagne. I'm like, bro, what is up with this nigga, bro? I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't. He just looked like
Might be the best basketball player.
Basketball horses, you know, like. And I think because I look at him like, and I've never met this man, don't know him. He might be a great guy, have no idea. He's not what I would want my champion to be. because he doesn't relish in the fact of being a champion. He doesn't exude that star quality that I want to be the guy, right?
Yep.
He's just like a fundamental, like Tim Duncan. I just want to be here. I want to play basketball, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I don't like him. And I think the same goes for the Kendrick thing, because Drake exudes the energy of the LeBron and like the superstars and stuff like that.
Okay.
Dot is very nonchalant about he don't even give a fuck. And I think that the way I look at Jokic is the way that people look at Dot. It's just like, well, he don't even feel like a star. He be with his wife and he stay away from the cameras. You don't see him. Like, he's elusive. No one talks to him. He go off the grid. All he care about is his craft and going back home. Yeah. And I drew the parallel when I was ranting about Jokic over last week about the game, but I drew the parallel and I was like, damn, I just thought about it. The same reason I don't like Jokic is probably the same reason people don't like Dot. He just doesn't exude like, I'm here to be the number one guy. And now that he is, it's like, what is this? Like, this energy.
What does this look like? Yeah.
This energy is foreign to us.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Well, because now that he's standing on it, I think I do actually agree. I think that's why the perception of Kendrick over so much time has been, it hasn't been, like, his status hasn't matched his public perception. Where he deserved to be in the conversation didn't match what people were giving him in the conversation, because he is like that. For example, like, somebody posted like the amount of #1 albums they both had, like #1 rap albums, and it was either even or Kendrick might have even had one more. And you look at that over the course of time, but Kendrick was doing it, he was in the cycle, and then he'd leave. Yeah. I even said when I first saw Kendrick do an interview, I'm like, this guy, like, I was already a fan of the music. I'm like, is this guy a star? Like, does he want to be a star? Because he's so reserved, he's so laid back. And now that he's actually standing in it on GNX and saying, like, he's like, I'm the guy, fuck everybody, fuck who came before me, it's my time right now, I'm the best rapper alive, and he's actually standing on it. I think people were, wait, hold on. Yes. You were never, no, you were never, what's going on? Yeah. Like, they're confused. But Drake has always been the guy. He's always been like the flashy rapper. Like, he's had the cars, he's had the women, he's out there in the music videos, he's like doing interviews and shows and features and bringing people, like, he's always wanted that's why I think it's so tough for him right now, because it's like, if LeBron is that guy, and then, you know, even Curry, when LeBron and Curry were back and forth, like, Curry's a lot more reserved too. He wants to be a star, but he's still like kind of laid back. He's like, even the way he plays is like, all right, I'm gonna hit a shot from half court. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? So, but do you think,
you know where that comes from too? Like, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I always look at the Jay-Z Nas parallels. The same thing.
Same thing.
When Biggie and Pac died, Jay-Z took the leadership role of hip hop. Like, I want to be the man. I'm going to lead the culture. I'm flashy, and it was Drake's blueprint. Like, those guys wanted to be outwardly the #1 guy
for sure.
And Nas would feel like he's the best. So out of nowhere, in the shadows, here comes Nas, and he ethers him, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Nas is now winning hip hop right now. He's #1." So I think Drake took a lot from Jay-Z with that inspiration, and it's important for Drake to feel like he's the man. He doesn't like feeling like he's not #1. To your point, Kendrick isn't really viewing it that way. Kendrick just knows he's the man and doesn't have to prove it to anybody. Correct. At the end of the day.
But that actually is a good point in terms of how Nas and Jay-Z paralleled afterwards, right? Because Jay, at the time, the public perception was he lost the battle, right? Yep. So Jay, he lost the battle. Okay. Yeah. So Jay comes back though, and he still is the guy. He's still making albums as if he's the guy. Nas actually is the one who maybe took a little bit of a step back after the battle in terms of how he was stomping. Like, he wasn't stomping around, right?
It reignited the whole second leg of Nas's career, honestly. Yeah.
So
it lit a fire. It made him more competitive, which he became the man he came now, where it's like, he makes 6 records with Hit Boy. Like, he could have retired around the era and been content with what he already did in music, but I think he relit a fire in Nas.
But do you think the way Jay handled it is the way that Drake could now handle things, of just like putting out good bodies of work, still having the same stature of who he is and being confident, and like, will that work?
I think this whole album's going to tell the story. Like, we expect to have some reference to Kendrick on the album.
Yeah, you have to.
But he's still got to make great records outside of that. Like, he has to show us the growth. Like you said, his nods in this video show he's not ready to fully move on, in a sense. And part of what would be better for him is to fully move on.
That's it.
Right? And that's going to be tough because, again, Not Like Us is still a top 10 record. Kendrick's about to go on tour with SZA. He's going to play that record. We're going to see TikToks and videos all day of him doing it live in every city. It's hard to escape.
They're going to stay on stream.
And Mustard will be on the beat every night.
And they brought Mustard.
Yeah,
and they bring goddamn Mustard. So now we get TV off. TV off, Jeremy.
TV off will be there. Yep. Did you know Mustard was going to be a part of this? I know you said no one really knows anything. Was this a surprise to you?
Yes.
Here's the thing. Whenever he says, I don't believe his ass. If he said no, I don't believe him. He says, yes, I don't believe either one. We can't win.
Nah,
why do you think it was announced so late in this thing?
Because to be honest, like, I think that they've been just putting the shows together. Like Dot is really on his game right now. Like he's really like, he's a showman at the